So I'm gonna go through kind of how I plan, and then I'll have Allison share like any tips that she does in addition. So I just want to say meal planning is the only way that I stay on track. If I don't meal plan, I ultimately by like Wednesday, I'm like, what's as like let's have frozen pizza and let's have mac and cheese and let's have like I fall to that and I fall to or ordering out. Like I don't naturally desire to like eat healthy all in of them on my own emotions. And so if I don't have something planned for me to cook for my family after working a full day, like I will just cook something that's really quick. And so that's why I really like want to teach people how to meal plan because that's the only thing that like saves me and helps me to stay on track. Now I will say this, I know some people plan for a whole week and they go to the grocery store once, and for other people that's really hard to do. Um, and so kind of do what works better for you. If it's like 3 days at a time, then do 3 days at a time or do a whole week. For me, I mean, not that it's far, but the grocery mile is 15 miles, or the grocery store is like 15 miles away from our house. And so it's not like some place that I like really want to go to at the end of my day to like get groceries multiple times a week. So I typically only do once a week. Um, Sometimes by the end of the week, I'll have to like stop in for like fresh produce, but otherwise we do basically once a week. So all that to say, what I think is helpful and maybe something you can do moving forward is write down like a list of like 5 to 6 things that you really like for breakfast that fit into your meal plan or into like either To Be Mindset or Ultimate Portion Fix. And then think of the same thing, 5 to 6 lunches that you could do that fit into Ultimate Portion Fix or To Be Mindset, depending on which one you're doing. And then think of like 10 to 15 dinners that you could do. And if you kind of just rotate, if you have a list of things, that's going to make meal planning a lot easier. And then as you get more comfortable with the nutrition plans and making healthier choices, it will get easier to like add things to that list. But I think so that it's not so overwhelming, it's helpful to have like a narrowed down track or a narrowed down list that's kind of like your go-tos. And honestly, I don't like stray a whole lot from those like five five breakfast, 5 dinners, or 5 lunches, and like 10 to 15 dinners. Like that's pretty much our rotation. Like occasionally we'll throw things in, but that's kind of what I do. Um, just curious, is anyone doing To Be Mindset right now? Or are you doing Ultimate Portion Fix? Which ones are you guys doing?
Ultimate Portion Fix for me.
Okay. Okay. Um, so with that, um, so for breakfast, so first of all, I would write down on your calendar if you have it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I would write down like anything in there that like maybe you have a brunch that's at work or something, or you have like dinners out at somebody's house, or you want to go out to eat. Like that's a planned thing and that's okay. Or you want to do takeout. Like write those down in your calendar for this week. So like Claudia and I want to have a date night this weekend. So I'm gonna just like tentatively put it for Saturday. Um so and I don't love cooking on Fridays. So that's usually like a leftover or like that will a lot of times be my pizza night. So my like treat night, if you will, is Friday night. So I just like try to write those things in first, so that it's there. Um, and then after that, I want you to just pick 2 breakfasts that you can rotate throughout the week. And then the other thing, like for me, Saturday mornings is always the morning where I cook like a bigger breakfast for my family. So we'll do like French toast or we'll do omelets or something like that. So a lot of times it's more of like a brunchy type than a breakfast. So that kind of calculates into my like meal planning. And so then a lot of times like I do that and then my lunch is like Shakeology so that it's like lighter since I usually have a really big breakfast on Saturdays. So that's kind of mine. And I think like we think like we can't do that sometimes, but you can still do that and have results. Like I've done that for years and still get results and still stay on track. You can still have pizza, but a lot of times what happens is like if we do it 4 or 5 nights in a row or 4 or 5 meals in a row. So like planning those like Friday nights and then Saturday mornings just really helps me in my mindset because it's like, okay, I know I'm getting pizza on Friday night. Like I don't feel deprived. I don't, like it's not a deprivation. Oh, I don't know how to say that word. Sorry. But I'm not depriving myself. I get to have it. And so it's something that I look forward to and not like, oh, I can never have da 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 da. So that helps me. So I put those in and then back to the 2 breakfast things, then I would just put those down. So put them like this is the 2 breakfasts I'm having, or this is the 1 breakfast I'm having. Some go-tos for me are egg cups. I shared them in the groups this week. I really like egg cups, and then I'll either have like half an English muffin, or I'll have some oatmeal, or maybe if you're doing 2B mindset, I would probably just have fruit with it or something like that. But just that's my breakfast, and I ate those for the whole week, and that was fine for me. I could eat eggs like multiple times a day. I don't get sick of them. But if that's something that you do, then don't, like then plan a variety. So another thing you could do is like overnight oats, or along with that is I'll do like a breakfast quiche. I do a crustless quiche, so I don't necessarily do the crust, but I'll make like a whole crustless quiche with some veggies and easy things like that that I can eat all week. Breakfast burritos, and I'll put them in the freezer, and then you just pop them in the microwave for a couple of minutes, or anything, or like your own breakfast sandwiches over, or I mean, I don't even think there's anything bad with like the Jimmy Dean's breakfast sandwiches. If you get the English muffins ones are probably a better choice, but those are easy too if you're looking for convenience. I always think those are so expensive when I can make like 10 of them for the price that I buy like 3 or 4 of them, but sometimes, convenience is speak louder than money for me too. So I get that. Does anyone have any other like go-to breakfasts that work for you?
I usually do Shakeology for breakfast. I just throw it together quick
Yeah.
in my NutriBullet and then bring it with me in the car with a straw. And that's a nice, fast, on the go breakfast.
That's an awesome. I mean, that's what a lot of people do is have Shakeology for breakfast. So that I would just put those down. So just whatever it is, write down your breakfast for the week. Whether you're doing the same meal every day or you're rotating it. And then same thing for lunch is I typically will do 1 or 2 different options for lunch as well. And then, so we always eat out for lunch Sundays, so that I have that on my calendar. We always go somewhere after church. And it's pizza again, but our pizza place has a salad bar and chicken. So I get salad and chicken instead of pizza, since we usually already have it or I usually have it on Fridays. So some lunches for me that are usually in mine, I shared this before, but like I'll do rotisserie chickens and then like chopped salads or like a wrap. I know in the meal plans I've shared several wraps that are really easy that you can either prepare ahead of time or just quickly make them in the morning. Otherwise, I know some people that do like actual cooking for their meals, and then like if you like a hot lunch, that works. Or soups are great with maybe like some veggies on the side are good options where you can kind of bulk cook for the week. And a lot of times how I fit it in, I'm not, I, I like my Saturdays and Sundays to not be like me prepping for the whole week to come. Like I like it to be restful. So I'll do a lot of my prep Monday while I'm cooking supper. So like I'll a lot of times cook like an additional meal or two additional things while I'm cooking my Sunday night meal or my Monday night meal. That way I'm not like spending the whole weekend prepping for the week. I'm just doing it while I'm already cooking. So yeah, so I would just rotate like two things throughout the week. Um, and that will save you. And then your dinners. So one things with your dinners is I would suggest on your list of like 15 dinners is to have ones that like your family likes. So you're not cooking two meals. Because I think that's where a lot of people fail as well. It's like, oh, I have to cook two meals. Forget this. I'm just cooking one for myself. And I'm eating whatever my family eats. So what I'll do is I like to think of alternate things. Like tonight we had ribs. Well, Claudia made rice, which if you know anything about Haitian rice is not very healthy. I like rice on its own probably is fine, but the way he makes it is not so healthy. So I just had like green beans with it. Like I'm fine not having a starchy um side, but if you need a starchy side, you could just make like color rice or you could make sweet potatoes to go with it. You know, like so you're making an alternate side that's really easy. And like if I'm doing alternate side of like sweet potatoes, I'll make like 3 sweet potatoes so that I can eat those multiple nights or um, you know, just things like that. Or I'll do like zoodles a lot. I honestly prefer zoodles to spaghetti squash. So if it's ever something where I'm gonna do like that, I'll just do zoodles. Um, but it's not wrong to have like a yellow container at night. It's like obviously if you read or if you watch the videos, her suggestion is to not have them as your evening meal. But if you're still sticking to that like 12-hour window of having it at 5 or 6 p.m. and not eating again till 6 a.m., it's fine to have a yellow container at night. Like it's not going to like that's not going to be the area why you don't see results. You might not lose 5 pounds, you might only lose 4 or something like that. It just might take you a little longer. And for like, if that works better for you, then just do that, you know? But I, again, kind of, we talked about this last week, the tracking thing is see what, there are definitely yellows that will make your body do different things. So like for some, you can have a white potato, even though sweet potato is technically nutritionally better, there's still a yellow container, but for some people, it's a lot more starchy than the sweet potato. So like the sweet potatoes are better for them. Or like we talked about this last week, bread for me is always like oh, I had bread for supper. Like I am bloated the next morning. And like sometimes that's what I choose, right? Because I don't like, you can't live without bread. Like bread is the best thing ever. Who wants to live without it? But I know then that the next morning, okay, I'm going to be bloated. So you just kind of have to know those things and see what triggers your body. So that's all I do. It's not, like then I have my meal planned and then I make my grocery list based, and sometimes I'll like kind of inventory my fridge or my pantry before I plan my like the Sunday night meals. So I can try to like not have to buy everything, but I make my grocery list from there. And then I also plan like 3 or 4 different types of snacks for the week. Because I think that's what also people fail to plan is like they think they can't snack and they don't plan it. So then they don't have healthy snack options. And then the snack options that I tend to go to, this is just my personal, are not usually like the best choice for me. Um, so, um, Allison, what are some meals that you do for like dinners?
I use a lot of recipes from the weekly meal plan and kind of rotate through those. I use my Instapot a lot. And like on Sunday nights, usually I like to throw chicken in there and shred it and have that for salads for the week, because I usually do like 3 salads for lunches during the week and 2 soups, and then kind of leftovers on the weekend. But then I can also use that chicken for like fajitas if we're making that sometime during the week, or chicken enchilada soup or something like that. So otherwise, the meals that I mostly prep are breakfast. Well, unless I'm doing Shakeology, I obviously just make that quick in the morning. Snacks and lunch, and then we just make our dinners at night. But having like making sure I have all the ingredients makes it so much easier. And like I know what I'm making for supper at night, so I'm gonna throw this out to thaw during the day, so it's like ready to go. Helps a ton. So what I usually do is Saturday morning, I sit down and like figure out what I'm planning on having for breakfast and lunches and snacks for the week. And I'm super boring and like I can eat the same thing every day. So it literally will be like, well, my afternoon snack for the week is going to be carrots and cherry tomatoes. And I'm totally fine with that all week long. Same for lunch. Like I can't do salads every single day, but I can do it every other day, and do soups the other days. Be totally fine with it. And then I put down what we're having for dinner. And we always do breakfast on Friday nights because it's easy and whatever. And then we leave one day for leftovers. And then I plan the other meals. And then like as I'm planning my list on one side, on the other side, I'm making a grocery list of what ingredients I need for those things. So then I have my grocery list all there, and I order from Walmart pickup for Sunday. So I just add all my ingredients there, which has helped so much doing pickup and just having that list, because if I go into the store, I'm going to buy twice as much, and I'm going to be buying things I don't need. And like snacks, sometimes I go on the Walmart site and like search healthy snacks and like pick 2 things that come up. Some of them it's like really Walmart that's not that healthy, but um but so yeah, so that's what I do. Saturday is kind of my planning day for meals and groceries. Sunday, after church, we pick them up, and then I have everything I need for the week. Yeah, and like I said, like I'm doing ultimate portion fix. So if I do switch it up for the next week, I kind of like just rotate. Like I usually, have 2 greens for lunch with my salad or whatever, and 1 red and 1 purple. So then I'll just kind of switch what those food items are, but leave like the containers the same. So like for dinners, I know I'm going to have a red, and I do a yellow usually for dinner, and a green. So the recipes that I pick, I just know like those are the things I'm going to eat from that meal. Like my family might have extra, or I might have to modify. Like Ashley said, like when they have fries, I have a sweet potato. When they have noodles, I have zoodles. Sometimes I have
Yeah.
noodles. But yeah, so it helps for me to kind of keep with the ultimate portion fix and everything being so like you need this many of this and this many of that, keeping it all kind of locked in as the same containers for each meal, and kind of just rotating what I want to eat from those containers each week helps me.
And I know we talked about this last week, but not everybody was on, but if you go under Ultimate Portion Fix and just look at Time Nutrition, like you don't have to do Time Nutrition, but that does help you to plan out like what containers to have for breakfast, what containers to have for a snack, what containers to have for a lunch, that type of thing. If you're struggling with like how to fit them in the day. And then like Allison said, like as you go through a couple weeks of this, or 2 or 3, you'll get better at it, and you'll figure out how you can adjust those containers to fit your schedule and your life better. And so, yeah, if having a yellow container at night fits your schedule better and having Shakeology for breakfast because it's quicker, then do that. You know, you have to do what works for your family if you want this to be like long-term sustainable. And that's our goal. Like, unfortunately for us, like you can't reach a goal and then all of a sudden be like, oh, I'm going to eat whatever I want. Like, I don't know, that outcome doesn't usually work well for me. So yeah, it is about learning what works for you, but you do, like, after you get to a certain point, you can have more like a treat meal every week if you want. But if you're obviously in like a hardcore, I want to lose 50 pounds mode, then you might want to only have like one treat meal a week and not a treat dinner and a treat breakfast and a treat, you know, because the more of those, the slower your progress is going to be. You still can see progress unless if you're having treats every day, but you can still have progress. But it's helpful to kind of have that perspective, I guess, or it's
Yeah.
helpful for me.
I like Ashley's idea about planning, like, okay, I'm going to have pizza this night and that's going to be my treat meal. Because I used to do like, okay, Friday night's my cheat night. But then honestly, I wouldn't plan what I was going to eat for cheat night. And it would be pizza and cereal and like everything that I had missed out on all week long. And I just go crazy. And it just blew all the hard work that I had just done the previous 4 days. And I'm like, that sucks. So plan, like, yes, have like a treat in mind, but like planned out so you don't go crazy on the carbs and sugars and everything.
And I also try not to go crazy in that, like, I'm getting to enjoy pizza, but that doesn't mean I have to have half of the pizza. Like, I can have 2 pieces and be satisfied and still have like a salad or like something else that is of nutritional value and not feel like I didn't get to enjoy it, if that makes sense. But if I honestly, at this point, don't feel good if I eat a half of a pizza the next day. Like, that does not make me feel good. It makes me feel really gross, actually. So, yeah, that's planning it has been key for me for sure. Does anyone have any questions, or does anyone else besides Allison and I have anything that you like, meals that really work for you or something that you want to share?
I think for me, it's more of a planning problem. So, like Alice and I will take my shake for breakfast with me to work in the morning. I'm usually, I was good this week about prepping my lunch and taking it with me. My problem is more coming when I'm home. So, my husband does most of the shopping and the cooking, and he makes really healthy meals. I mean, it's all really good. My problem is I don't like to eat healthy meals. I don't. I like to go out to eat and things like that. And so it's training my palate or finding, okay, so maybe I have extra salad. Okay, well, I'll take some of the chicken, or I love the fish that we make, things like that. But after a while, I get really bored and I don't want to eat it anymore. And so I'll do really good at the beginning of the week. And then towards the end of the week, I'm like, okay, the girls and I are going to get food because we don't want to eat that anymore. So um, it's training my palate and I know I can do it. It's just, I like non-healthy food.
I can really relate to liking unhealthy food. I can literally eat, we go to the Mexican restaurant and I can eat like a whole basket of the chips myself prior to my meal. So, and I can thoroughly enjoy it. So I can totally understand that problem. Yeah. And so maybe having like not one or two things will, like, if you had like 4 or 5 meals planned for the week, that would be helpful. So it's not like the same 2 meals rotated or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or if you tried to do your own takeout, that's like healthy. Like if you do your own fried rice at home, like I we love Japanese steakhouses, but when the last time we ate there, I was like appalled at the amount of like, I don't know if it's lard or butter that they use the whole time. They're like, no wonder why this tastes so good. But it's like you could definitely make it at home for a lot less calories. I mean, if you're not making and it'd be good. So I don't know if that's helpful to you.
No, it is.
Anyone else?
I make homemade pizza every Saturday night. So that is our treat. We normally go to church and then I pop it in the oven right before we go to church, and then it's all planned. And then so right when we come home. So our big thing is always pizza on Saturday nights. So, I mean, it gets to be a lot, but I did do the 21-day fix, and it does like a really, really long time ago. And it did really work into it. And I'm also in the same boat. I normally do my yellows at night because then I can plan it out a lot easier during the day, because I like to have my milk and I like to have, and every once in a while we'll do like the mashed potatoes, but we're really good on the sweet potatoes, and yes, they are starch, but they're not quite as starchy. But I am the same way. Like if I don't plan my meals out for the week, then I am just done for. And normally it's just the suppers. But I have the notebook and it's split down the middle. So then on one side I plan on my meals, and then on the other side I plan what's going on for the week. So then I know what I need to have for a simple meal, or what I know I can do for like a bigger prep meal, because then it's a lot easier, and then everybody knows what we're having for supper. So that's what we normally do. I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball tonight because I haven't planned my meals for the week, but I did plan Monday night, so I'm doing pretty good right now. But yeah, that's what we do. We just plan, and then like I said, Saturdays are super simple. We always know what we're gonna have because it's always pizza. So yeah.
That's fun though. And that's a good reminder. I don't have kids that are old enough yet where we're not like going like 20 different places yet. Well, that's not entirely true. Last year we did because we went to other people's things, but this year we're not allowed to go. So, but yeah, it is helpful to have that down so that you know if it's like, okay, this is a leftover night because it needs to be quick, or or a crock
Or
pot
it's a
night or
crock pot,
something.
say, a crock pot meal, because
Yeah.
I'll be home. I won't be able to cook. Yeah, if we don't have it planned, our go-to is like, let's have spaghetti. And you can't have spaghetti 5 nights in a row.
My kids could.
Yeah, we
My
could.
kids love noodles. Trying to break it. Well, I don't have anything else to share on meal planning. That's like my go-to tips, and I hope it's helpful. And if anything, after hearing all of you talk, it sounds like it's good for you to know that you're not alone and that it's hard, and that most of us on our own, if we don't have a plan, will choose things that aren't like the best choice for us. Like, and I think that's part of like the enemy always wants us to know that wants us to think we're alone, and we're not. So I don't know. I think that's helpful. It's helpful for me anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's all I got. It's good to see you guys tonight. Are you liking 9-week control freak?
I love it.
I can't remember the last time I've been this sore. I don't think I was this sore at all with Morning Meltdown 100, but I could list like all the muscles that hurt today. It's like, oh, I feel my glutes and I feel my
I
my
for sure am noticing in my back
shoulders
and
and my
shoulders. Yeah.
yeah.
Me too.
I was like sitting at my desk the other day and I was like, my like shoulders. I was like, is it the way I'm sitting? And I was like, oh yeah, no, it's that band that I'm not used to using. That's good. I like that. Do you guys like the DCTT days, or do you like the like Tabata days?
I like the density stuff.
Me too.
It pushes me to like see how many reps I can get in before the time is up.
I did like the whole total body toning. I really like that type of workout. So that was, to me, that was a lot of fun. I had a blast yesterday doing that one.
Were you guys sore from the step that the squat curtsy lunge?
Oh my
Like that
gosh.
thing was so painful.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
I was
It
like,
was a
how many
little, it
reps
was a
of
little
this are
tough
we
skiing today.
doing? Yeah. Oh, it was sore. It's good.
Mhm.
And it was nice to not have such a fast pace. That one was a lot slower and
Mhm.
it's good. Have you been doing the controlled stretches? Because I have not. Are those nice?
Yeah, I love them. It feels so good right before bed.
I think that's my goal this week is to add those in because I forget about them. Like it's not even that I don't like have time to do them. I just like completely forget that they're there.
sorry. Yeah, I've done a few of them. It's actually really nice. I thought I like was like, oh, maybe I'll get to it, but I'm trying to start like a new nighttime routine where I do put my phone down at a certain time,
Me
do
too.
the stretches, I drink tea, and go to bed.
I've been like actually reading like I read a lot on my Kindle, but I've been trying to be intentional about like reading like an actual book at night so that it's like not a screen in front of my eyes. Although the Kindle's a little bit better because it's not as like hard on your eyes, but
Yeah.
yes. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming tonight, you guys. I appreciate it. And I hope you all have a great week.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.